Today I am going to be teaching you how to connect your Nintendo Switch 2 to your TV. Now let's get on to the video. This is lavoncason, and you need a Nintendo Switch 2, a Nintendo Switch 2 dock, an HDMI cable, and also a Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter. And you also need a TV as well. Alright, so first thing you are going to do is go to the back of your Nintendo Switch 2 dock and open the back case of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. And as you guys can see here, you can see the HDMI out and the AC adapter. Alright, so now you're going to plug in one part of the HDMI cable to the dock, as you guys are seeing here right now. Then you're going to plug in the other part of your HDMI cable to your TV. Alright, so as you guys can see here, one part of the HDMI cable is connected to the HDMI out of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. And another part of the HDMI cable is connected to the back of the TV. Alright, so now I'm going to plug in one side of the USB-C cable onto the Nintendo Switch 2 dock like so. Hopefully I can get it in there. And as you guys are seeing here, it's in there. Now I'm going to plug in the rest of this USB-C AC adapter onto my outlet, as you guys can see here right now. That's what you must do. It's plugged in. Alright, so at this point of the video, I'm just letting you guys know that it is optional whether or not you want to connect your back cover back onto your Nintendo Switch 2 dock. I am just letting you guys know, that's all. Alright, so what you are going to do now at this point is connect your Nintendo Switch 2 to your Nintendo Switch 2 dock, which allows it to be connected to your TV. So I'm going to connect my Nintendo Switch 2 to the Nintendo Switch 2 dock like I am doing right now. As you guys are seeing here, the Nintendo Switch 2 is charging, and you see that green light. Hold up, let me reconnect my Nintendo Switch 2. As you guys can see here, you see that green light. That means that the Nintendo Switch 2 is connected to the dock, which means that it is now connected to the TV. Alright, so what you are going to do now is disconnect your Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Cons like I am going to do right now. And as you can see here, the Joy-Cons are disconnected. And what you're going to do now is put the Joy-Cons into the Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Con grip like I am doing here right now. So the Joy-Cons are connected to the Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Con grip. Alright, so now you are going to turn on your TV like I am doing here right now. And as you can see here, I am turning on my TV. I gotta reconnect my Nintendo Switch 2 so that way it could be green, so that way it can showcase that it's connected. And now I'm going to go to the input that I plugged in my Nintendo Switch 2 when it comes to the HDMI input. And now I'm going to go to HDMI 2. And as you guys can see here, the Nintendo Switch 2 is now connected to your TV. So, look, I'm just, moving around the Nintendo Switch 2 menus on the TV. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now let's get on to the end of the video. That's how you connect your Switch 2 to your TV. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below this YouTube video. This is lavoncason signing out, and subscribe for more lavoncason YouTube videos and shorts, and peace.